Hello children, welcome back to today's class. I hope all of you enjoyed the poem Grandma Climbs a Tree, right? And in that poem, all of us came to know about the speciality of the poet Ruskin Bond's grandmother. So in today's class, we are coming across a boy who became a hero overnight. So how did he become a hero? That all we will come across in today's lesson. So before starting the lesson, let us have some fun. So here is a story for you. So here the teacher is asking the students. Teacher has come to the class and she is asking Raju one question. Good morning children. Raju, you tell me, if I give you an apple, one more and again one more apple, how many apples will you have with you? So this is a question for Raju. So what is Raju's answer? Raju replied, 4 apples, ma'am. Is Raju's answer right? So teacher thinks that Raju might have got confused. So what did she do? She repeats the question, but Raju gives the same answer. So now what did teacher think? Teacher thinks that Raju likes strawberries. So if I replace apple with strawberries and ask him, then he may give the correct answer. So what did she do? She changes the question and she replaces apple with strawberries. So she asked the question like this: if I give you a strawberry, one more and again one more, how many strawberries will you have? So what is Raju's answer? Raju answered 3 strawberries, ma'am. So now Raju is right and the teacher's logic worked. So the teacher is very happy that her logic worked. So now she thought that Raju has understood her question. So she then asked the same question, replacing strawberries with apples. But now what is Raju's answer? Raju's answer was 4 apples. So now the teacher got angry with Raju. So she asked, Raju, what's wrong with you? While counting strawberries, you are right. But while counting apples, why are you giving wrong answers? So the teacher is worried and also she is angry. Now just see what is Raju's answer. Raju answered, ma'am, I already have 1 apple with me. So if you give me 3 apples more, I will have 4 apples in total. Am I right, ma'am? So the teacher is confused, but Raju's answer is right. So she said, yeah, it's right. So now though Raju is also right here, teacher was expecting 3, but Raju's answer is also right. So she cannot tell that Raju is wrong. Means Raju's answer is right. Teacher cannot punish him. So in the same way, because of our presence of mind, because of our logic, every day we also come across such situations. So children, the task for you is you remembered or recall such things that happened in your life and enter it in your daily diary. Okay. So in the same way, in today's lesson, coming across a boy who became a hero overnight. So you might be wondering who that boy is. So who was this boy who became a hero? Was that boy brave and courageous? So to become a hero, one should be brave and courageous, right? So that question might be coming to you. And then what was the heroic act done by that boy? And then how was the boy rewarded? If he became a hero and if he has done any heroic act, was he appreciated or rewarded by all? And many more questions like this might be coming to you. To satisfy your curiosity, what you have to do, you have to read the lesson, A Hero, which is an extract from Swami and his Friends, written by R.K. Narayan. So before going to the lesson, before reading the lesson, let us know something about the author R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan, he is a familiar personality and I think all of you know him now. So what is his full name? R.K. Narayan's full name is Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swamy, but he is popularly known as R.K. Narayan, and he was born on 10th October 1906 in Chennai. He was an Indian writer known for his work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. He was a leading author of early Indian literature in English along with Mulkraj Anand and Raja Rao. And R.K. Narayan is known for a simple and unpretentious writing style. He highlights social content and provides a feel for his characters through everyday life. Some of his notable works are Swami and His Friends, a novel in English, and then The Bachelor of Arts, another novel, The English Teacher, The Guide. The Guide has also become a movie, a Bollywood movie, and which has bagged Filmfare Award for that movie also. And another important notable work is The Financial Expert. The Financial Expert has also become a movie in Kannada, that is Banker Margaya. What are the awards that R.K. Narayan got for his works? So, he got Sahitya Akademi Award in 1958 for his novel The Guide. So, the same novel The Guide, which has become a movie, it has also bagged the Filmfare Award. He was also awarded with Padma Bhushan in 1964, A.C. Benson Medal by the British Royal Society of Literature in 1980 and Padma Vibhushan in 2001. And above all these, he was nominated for the Rajya Sabha in 1989. So, these are all the awards which R.K. Narayan received for his literary works. So, now let us read the lesson A Hero, an extract from Swami and His Friends, written by R.K. Narayan. For Swami, events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper he was reading under the hall lamp and said, "Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger. The paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and his flight up the tree, where he stayed half a day until some people came that way and killed the tiger." After reading it through, Father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, "What do you say to that?" Swami said, "I think he must have been a very strong and grown-up person, not a boy at all. How could a boy fight a tiger? You think you are wiser than the newspaper?" Father sneered. "A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward, whereas another may have the strength of a straw, but if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important." Swami disputed the theory. "How can it be, Father? Suppose I have all the courage, what could I do if a tiger should attack me? Leave alone strength. Can you prove you have courage? Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room." A frightful proposition, Swami thought. He had always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He hoped at first that Father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, "Yes," and tried to change the subject. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm, "We are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. We are buying brand new bats and balls. Our captain has asked me to tell you." "We'll see about that later," Father cut in. "You must sleep alone hereafter." Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. From a challenge, it had become a command. He knew his father's tenacity at such moments. "From the 1st of next month, I'll sleep alone, Father." "No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You are in the second form and I don't like the way you are being brought up," he said and looked at his wife who was rocking the cradle. "Why do you look at me while you say it?" she asked. "I hardly know anything about the boy." No, I don't mean you," said Father. If you mean your mother is spoiling him, tell her so and don't look at me, she said and turned away. Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. Granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want to hear a story?" Swami made wide gesticulations to silence his granny, but that good lady saw nothing. So, Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leant over and whispered, "Please, please shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me and don't let anyone call me even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die." He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. Presently, his father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up," he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" "Get up, Swami," said father for the third time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." "I don't think so," father said, and Swami slunk behind him with bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books." "There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like." "Can I have a lamp burning in the room?" "No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits." "Will you at least leave the door open?" "All right, but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school." Now we have read the lesson, and while reading the lesson, we have come across many new words, right? Let's know the meaning and usage of these new words now. So in the first paragraph, we came across the bravery of a village lad, right? Bravery. So what is the meaning of bravery? Bravery means act of courage. ಧೈರ್ಯವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಶೌರ್ಯ. Last year, you might have read about this boy, that is Venkatesh, a 12-year-old boy of Raichur, who was awarded National Bravery Award in 2019. Why was he awarded National Bravery Award? Because he risked his own life to help an ambulance go through a submerged bridge. He was awarded Bravery Award in 2019. Next word that we came across is flight. Flight up the tree. The boys flight up the tree. Flight means stay on the tree or stay up in the air. So here in this lesson, it means staying on the tree. So we can use it in the sentence like this. Roshan enjoyed his flight up the tree. Another word is sneer. Father sneered at Swami, right? So sneer. What is the meaning of sneer? Sneer means speak in a mocking manner. ವ್ಯಂಗ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡು or ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರದ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಆಡು. So that we can use it as Bhavya sneered at Veena for not helping her in cleaning the house. Next word is courage. What is the meaning of courage? Act of fearlessness, dhairya. So we can use this courage as we should face the challenges with courage. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಧೈರ್ಯದಿಂದ ಎದುರಿಸಬೇಕು. Dispute. What is the meaning of dispute? Argument or a disagreement. So here the two boys are, what are they doing? Two boys are quarreling. They are having a disagreement. Chintu and Mintu had a dispute over a toy. Next word is frightful preposition. So, while reading the lesson, we came across that sleeping alone in the office room was a frightful preposition for Swami. So, what is frightful preposition? Frightful preposition means a shocking suggestion that whatever we don't want to do, that if someone asks us to do, that will become a shocking suggestion for us. Right. What are we seeing in this picture? A girl reading. So, it is a habit of the girl to read while traveling. So, if someone tells her, Rubina loves reading books while traveling. So, if someone tells her not to read while traveling, it will become a frightful preposition for her. So, it was a frightful preposition for her to travel without reading. Tremble. Tremble means shake involuntarily, nadugu, bhayadinda nadugo antaddu. So, here look at the picture. In the picture, the boy is shaking. So, we can use it as John trembled with fear when he saw a rat in his room. Mumble. So, what is mumble? Gonugu, unclear talk. Sariyagi kelisde iro hage matado antaddu. Sonu mumbled when his father asked him why he was late from school. The next word is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means utsaha, feeling of excitement. All the students participated in cultural program with enthusiasm. Next word is tenacity. Tenacity means determination, dridate. So, Ramya's tenacity made her get selected for the quiz competition. Gloomily. Gloomily means in despair, besaradinda. Abhi sat gloomily under a tree as he could not find his pet dog. Tiptoed. Tiptoed andre tudigalalli nadiyodu. Walking quietly. Madhu tiptoed into his room like a cat. Gesticulations. Gesticulations means ಸನ್ನೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು, ಕೈ ಸನ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಗೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಜೆಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್. ಸಂಜಯ್ ಮೇಡ್ gesticulations from the window to call Manoj out. So when we want to call someone out, we make gesticulations. Snore. What's the meaning of snore? Looking at the picture, you might have understood. Snore means gorke hodiyo antadu. Breathe heavily in sleep. So Rajiv snored like a bear. Apparition. Apparition anta heladre bhaya, bhutada bhaya, an unusual sight. In the semi-darkness of light, shadow of trees looked like an apparition. So the next word is plead. Plead means requesting, bedo antadu. When do you plead? Suma pleaded her mother to send her to play. Make one laughing stock. ಹಾಸ್ಯ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು, ಗೇಲಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು, ridicule. So when Anil fell down from his bicycle, he feared that he would be made a laughing stock. Slunk. Slunk means ಅವಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು. Moved quietly. So while playing hide and seek, children slunk in different places. So these are the new words that we came across in this lesson, right? So in the part of the lesson which we have read till now. And now let us know what are the characters in the lesson. So in the beginning we had some questions. Who is the boy? The boy is no one but Swami. So Swami is a young boy pampered by his granny, and he is like all simple and average children. He portrays the growing up pangs of a boy who despises school as he makes excuses and roams around Malgudi with his friends. ಶಾಲೆ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ನೆಪಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಓಡಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಗ. ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್? ಹೀ ಈಸ್ Swami. And next, whom we come across in this lesson? we come across Swami's father. So, what type of a person is Swami's father? Swami's father is a very strict and disciplined person, like all typical fathers. He works in a government office. And then another character that we come across in the story is Swami's mother. Swami's mother is a housewife. She is busy taking care of Swami's baby brother. Another character that we come across is, yes, Swami's granny. Swami's granny, she is a loving grandmother and she pampers Swami a lot and she calls Swami as Chami. She is a treasure of stories to Swami. So, these are the characters that we come across the lesson which we have read till now. So, now let us understand the lesson. So, till now whatever we have read, what we come across in the first paragraph, we come across the newspaper report. Father was reading a newspaper and he reads a report that has come in the newspaper. So, what is the report? The report is about the bravery of a village boy who comes face to face with a tiger while returning home. So, father also wants Swami to be brave like this boy. So, then what happened? There was a disagreement between Swami and his father. So, father told that courage is everything. If you have courage, you can overcome any challenge. Swami tells that not only courage, one should have strength and that boy must be an elder one. He may not be a very small boy. Swami and his father, both of them argued over or disputed over courage and strength. And later what happened? The argument ended with a challenge that Swami should sleep alone in his father's office room and show that he is courageous. Did Swami agree to this? Yeah. What did he do? He comes up with a lot of excuses, right? He comes up with many excuses to escape the challenge of sleeping alone in the office room. What are his excuses? His excuses, first excuse is, Father, I will sleep in the office room from the next month, first of next month. Next excuse is, he would sleep in the hall, not in the office room. And next excuse is, the office room was dusty and there were scorpions in the office room behind the law books of his father. And he is afraid of the scorpions. And the next excuse is, he wants a lamp burning in the room. So, he wanted a lamp burning in the room because he is afraid of darkness, and so on his excuses to avoid or to escape the challenge of sleeping alone in the office room. So, but what did Swami's father do? Swami's father is reluctant and he orders his son to sleep in the office room that day itself. So, he wanted Swami to sleep in the office room alone on the same night. Then what happens? So, to know the answer for this, did Swami sleep in the office room alone? Or Swami slept beside his granny as usual? But you recall that the title of the lesson is A Hero. How did Swami become a hero? So, to get the answer for all these questions, you read the entire lesson after this class and know the answer for all your curiosity, right? But in the lesson, we came across many things. What are the many things? Father commanding Swami, Swami requesting father with some excuses, grandma and Swami's mother pleading Swami's father to allow him to sleep in the hall, right? So, here let us make a note of all those things. Swami makes many excuses to avoid sleeping alone. What are the excuses? So, just See here in the sentences, so I have highlighted in red color that can I sleep in the office room from the 1st of next month. So here he is using can. In the next sentence, can I sleep in the hall? So here also he is requesting can I. And in the third sentence also we find can I have a lamp burning in the room? So here also he is using can I, he is requesting. And then will you at least let the door open? Will you? So in the fourth sentence also Swami is requesting. So here he is requesting or he is seeking the permission of his father to make his sleep comfortable in the office room. So these are all called language functions, like seeking permission, requesting, offering help or giving advice, and many more things come under language function. But in today's lesson we came across requesting, commanding, seeking permission, right? So while using the language functions, what do we use? We use the modal verbs. While seeking permission or offering help, requesting, commanding, we use the modal words like can, could, may, will, would, do you, etc. So can we do an exercise now? So now I am going to give you some situations that you have to use with, means you have to begin the sentence using the modals that are given in the bracket. Okay. So rewrite the given sentences beginning with the clue given. So the first sentence is it right if I sit here? So the person is asking or he is asking the permission. So what can I say? Instead of is it right if I sit here, if I am requesting or if I am seeking permission, what should I ask? I should ask, could I sit here? Right? Okay. Now we shall move on to the second situation here. So here we are seeing two persons, one person near the regulator, the fan is there. What might be the situation? It goes like this. Let me switch on the fan, okay? So here you have to begin the sentence with do you. Do you mind if I switch on the fan? So here he is offering help. Next situation is, so here he is holding some books, other person is asking something. What he may be asking? He is telling, please return my library books. This is also a request, but you have to begin the sentence with will. So how can you reframe the sentence? It can be reframed like this. Will you return my library books? The files are heavy. I will carry them for you. So he is offering help. So you have to reframe the sentence using would. So how the sentence can be reframed? Yes, it is like this. Would I carry these books for you? So he is offering help. Okay. So the assignment for today is, you have read the lesson from paragraph number 1 to paragraph number 11, right? So you have to answer these questions. Question number 1, what was the newspaper report about? Question number 2, what did Swami and his father debate on? Question number 3, how should Swami prove that he had courage? Okay, later we came across modals, right? So now you have to rewrite the given sentences begin with the clues given. So the first sentence is, tomorrow is a holiday. I want to play with my friends. So you are seeking the permission of your parents. So you have to begin the sentence with can I. Second sentence is, please help me in completing my classwork. You are asking your friend. So you have to begin the sentence with could you. And in page number 1 at the top of the textbook there is a QR code. If you scan this QR code using your smartphone, it will take you to Diksha app, and there you will get all the questions and answers and many more exercises related to this lesson and submit to your class teacher. Okay children, so I think all of you enjoyed the lesson and come prepared for the next class. Thank you.
अनुदिन